Okay, take two. Okay. I'm like trying to take myself seriously now because the computer died while recording, but all right. So, for context, we recorded this in November 2024, and it just seems like we keep having these a variety of situations that like keep delaying it. So needless to say, it is a time capsule of its time. The Tally Hall fandom has, has definitely had like some things happen since November 2024. We got a bunch of shows, like a bunch of like nearly reunions. Pretty crazy, pretty crazy. But yeah, since time of recording, Wiz, what are some thoughts that you have just on the Tally Hall fandom?
As a fandom, at least from my perspective, I don't know about the rest of the world. I don't know what they're all doing. I don't know what's happening on Twitter. I mean, I have Twitter now, but I only have Twitter because I was like told I had to get Twitter, and I was like, I don't want Twitter, and then they like get Twitter, and I was like, I got Twitter in the end. But like basically, I think kind of like first thing that I noticed is that we're simultaneous. I don't know if like we're less close in the simultaneous. We're also really close. I think at least in my circle, like we've become much closer because I mean I've met Poppy recently because he's gonna be Perry in the old recording. I'm gonna call him Perry as an inconsistency. That's something that's changed. Someone changed names. I should change my name. I should like legally change in real life. I should make it Project Y.B.T.F.C in real life.
Oh my gosh.
No. Right. So that would be next level, wouldn't it? Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Right. Okay. He came over to England, and I was like, "Hey, how you doing in England?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm in England," and I was like, "Yeah." And that was the entire conversation. We actually just sat in silence for the rest of the time. But yeah, so he did that, and then Mrs. Purple Girl, she like got in a plane and flew all the way over to America for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely feel jealous of her in any way. That's that. If you hear someone say I am, that is propaganda made to sell more Sonic Lunch. I don't know, right? Made to sell more Sonic Lunch. But yeah, she went over there. So you guys have all like met. You guys all like you guys all know each. The whole fandom, from my perspective, is like someone else, like a circle. Like Misery Musical feels way more real. The only person who isn't real is Charlie, and like Charlie's just a drummer. So, but yeah, Charlie as well. Back when I recorded this, Charlie wasn't a thing. Now Charlie is a thing, and we have that video where they're singing Sally Hall Sleep Deprived, and that haunts them forever. But yeah, the fandom as a whole, I think like with more things, because back when I recorded that, there was like still zero opportunity that like Tally Hall would ever actually like get back together somewhat, and then they just one day, like you were there, that must have been crazy. I mean, obviously you guys knew, like you Zubin like stroll by and I'm like, oh, okay, that guy's here. I would have died. I would have just spontaneously combusted if I just saw Zubin. Yeah, like imagine just like sighting Zubin. And you have to imagine that again. I'm just saying this to you, like, and like Casey was in the audience or whatever. Like everyone in history was in that audience, but like it was like not something that we could have ever conceived that like Zubin and Rob on the stage, someone like just having like Rob on there. Zubin was next level, okay. And I remember waking up in the morning and just being like, okay, it's morning time now. How's life going? And I see like Sorbud sent me a DM and is like, I think you're gonna want to see this. And it's like an Edu and Friends channel. I'm like, I don't think I want to see this. I don't care about Edu. Sorry, Andrew. I was like, I'll watch that later after school. Then I go into my server and I was going, Tally Hall reunite, and I was like, what? And then obviously I made the video that like announced that about the world, because this is world news. Obviously, this is something that they definitely spoke about. Like yeah, like they by the world we mean exactly like how the Tally Hall World Tour was, where it was like one location. That's what I mean by the world. But like, yeah, that they had that reunion almost. Then they had another almost reunion, less so. Well, I guess equally so, actually, coming to think about it, because technically it had the same amount of people. It's just they swapped out Zubin and Ross, and I get the feeling that we're probably not getting Joe back anytime soon. I don't know if we want him back. Who knows? I don't know. I don't care. Okay, I don't know.
But we had like November 2024, we would not have fathomed like, oh, we're gonna hear Cannibal live this year. There's going to be Ruler of Everything live this year. There's going to be Shia LaBeouf live this year.
It was crazy. I remember on Twitter, because I got Twitter and I hate myself for it. I probably back when we recorded this, I would have been like anti-Twitter. So if I say anything anti-Twitter in this, just know I still stand by it. I just now have Twitter because somebody told me to get Twitter, and I fell for the peer pressure, and now I can't get off Twitter because I delete it. It's like every single time I go to do it, I'm like, what are you gonna miss out on? Genuinely, what are you gonna miss out on? I'm still playing around. But yeah, don't download Twitter. If you have the option to not download Twitter, just don't do it. Don't do what I did, okay? I was so adamant that I'd never. Speaking of like not getting Twitter, you know, Purple Girl. Okay, I got Twitter in like what, May or something like that. I don't know. And then it took her until Sonic Lunch, when I full on just replied to something she said, with very obviously being me for her to acknowledge I existed, and I was like, "Did you not know?" And she was like, "I didn't know." How did you not realize I was there? I didn't hide myself. I was out in the open. My name was literally like, I had my at is just my YouTube name. How don't you notice I'm here? But yeah, that happened. And same with like what, Knife. Like none of them noticed. ESP noticed. ESP noticed on his own volition. I didn't tell him anything. He just was kind of like, "Hey, so you seem to know a lot about Twitter now, which would make sense if you were on Twitter." And then he just figured out I was on Twitter. So I was like, "Oh, that was interesting." Anyway, a bunch of irrelevant people, but I'm the only relevant person here. So yeah, that would have changed. The fact that I'm on Twitter. Like, and the fact that there was like a tally hall region.
We got the like Treetown Sound fans on Twitter. I feel like there was like a Treetown Sound fan to like meetup at the very end of the Blind Pig show, or if you could call it a show, the DJing event, because it was kind of like all of the basically everyone left after Shane Mo Labyrinth, except for like the people I recognize on Twitter who are like big Treetown Sound fans, which makes sense. And so yeah, but I can also think of like fandom wise, there was the like Welcome to Tally Hall map recently, which was pretty crazy. Like a bajillion pictures.
And my biggest regret right now is that I didn't join that, because at the time I thought it would be a far bigger commitment than it actually was. I was sitting there like, no, I'm not going to join that because like I have school and stuff. But then I went and I saw it and I was like, I could have so joined that. Why didn't I join that? But yeah. So I've joined a different map now. I've actually joined a Good Day map, and I'm trying to find time to animate for it. But yeah, so I'm not going to make that mistake again. I evidently want to be in maps because I am an animator, as nobody knows, because I never do animation. And yeah, I am an artist as well, and apparently I have a recognizable art style, because it's art and it has an appearance to it that is recognizable apparently, because I don't do noses. I'm above noses. Yeah.
But I think there's like a lot of exciting opportunity, like to see how things kind of grow from here, because like I feel like I almost feel like there needs to be like more online hype about the fact that we've had all of these tally hall things lately. I don't know, maybe that's me. Granted, it was as soon as Sonic Lunch was done, I just had to do school, so I haven't been online, so I really don't know how people have been reacting to it.
I think this was around before the whole Sonic Scrunch thing, but something that I have since realized, because I've decided Twitter was a good idea a bit ago, is that apparently there's like this new like hoax for the community where we've just, well, not we, I wasn't involved, but they've just made up this woman who was never ever actually involved in anything. She doesn't even exist,
actually
called Kai.
Oh my gosh, I think I actually did see that, where she was the purple tie.
Yeah, I'm confused. I mean, I was like, I was confused if we actually believe. I don't think we do. I don't think there's anyone who actually believes. I think we're all just joking when we say. Please tell me we're all just joking when we say. I feel bad because I know the people who are doing this Kaisha job. I'm gonna be very, very happy that I've mentioned it, because they were last time I mentioned it on my channel, because I did that in my Sonic Lunch recap that I did recently, like 4 weeks ago. I actually haven't been uploading as much recently. That's another thing that's changed. I think I was a lot more uploady back when I was 16. I was like a little baby. Okay, I'm almost 18 now. Like I've grown as a human being. Okay, I don't subscribe to being 16 anymore. Okay, but like, it wasn't like I was like freshly. I joined this community freshly 16, like not freshly 16, but like it was like February time. But yeah, by the way, I pronounce February like that. Okay, if that annoys anybody, if you want me to say February, I will not be doing that. It's February because it's written February. And I know that's the American pronunciation apparently, but apparently you guys also say February. So really, it's no one's pronunciation. I just adopted February because I realized that some people were saying like February.
Yeah.
But yeah, February. I joined in February of 2024. So that was an interesting time to join. But yeah, so I was like early 16 because I am obviously born in on the last day of December, which makes me barely 2007 baby. But like yeah, so that happened, and then when we recorded that, it was like later into being 16, but like it wasn't like super late. And then now I'm almost 18. I'm not almost. Like I said, I'm born in December, and it's what time? What is it? September. So like it's not like I'm like on the
But you're
cusp of
getting
becoming
there.
18.
You're getting there. It's getting
Well,
closer.
again, I'm gonna be a fully fledged adult. I don't want to be a fully fledged adult, but I'm gonna be a fully fledged adult. And when I can make my own decisions, when I get my independence, sure, maybe I'll come to Sonic Scrunch. If you guys are still doing that by the time that I'm old enough to go there by myself,
Yeah,
which
I mean,
will be a very long time.
Matthew, last Tree Town Sound, he was like, I'm not gonna say anything about the next Sonic lunch yet, but always going for bigger, better, faster, stronger, or whatever. He always does his things. And it was crazy that it actually like has been paying off these past few years. So
Yeah,
we'll
he's
see.
saying that he's gonna go for bigger. He's gonna keep saying that each year. So he's gonna have to do something next level next year. Because last year not last year, it's this year. This year was
Pretty
mad.
crazy.
Okay,
Pretty
this year,
wild.
so
We need the
yeah,
labyrinth
next year's gonna
performance
have.
at Sonic Lunch.
I want them to bring a unicorn on stage. If they don't do that, then they're not like. I want like Hot Rod Duncan to come on with
Oh my
his
gosh.
unicorn. Yeah, and they're dogging him for that. And what else are they doing in that song? They have a spaceship van. I want them to, you know how they had that like Sonic Scrunch van that you're all really excited about? I want it to be the spaceship van. At the end of it, I want them all to get off stage. Forget about signing. Okay, I'll be fine with you if you guys don't sign anything. If you just get into that van and take off into the sky and go into space. If you all suffocate up there, at least do it while singing "We Are in Space," and I'll be okay.
Yep.
So yeah, that's how I want to go. That's my dream for Sonic Scrunch next year, which I probably won't be attending either because just because I'm 18 doesn't mean I'm ready to go to whatever the hell is going on in America at any point in time. America's a frightening place, but the Tally members are there. That's the only thing that makes it worthwhile.
So true. So true. And with that, I think we can lead into the original recording from here. We're looking to the future, looking to We Are in Space. Welcome to Tally Talks, a podcast to ramble about Tally Hall. I'm your host, Emma, and today's episode is sponsored by the Anti-Spread Committee. I'm joined by Project Letters, and today we're going to talk about why on earth the Tally Hall fandom keeps persisting, even in 2024, almost 2025.
Yeah, why isn't it abstained already? Like, bro. I love the fact that you did not remember any of the letters.
Y.B.T.F.C, right?
So you do know.
I know. I know them. I just feel like most people just call you Project Letters though, because it takes a bit of like practice just consistently like trying to search it up to remember what order it even goes in.
Because I apparently, my 7-year-old, well, I wasn't 7 actually, okay, technically my 7-year-old self, but then also my 11 to 12-year-old self really, really hated me for some reason and just thought it was a good idea to name myself the most ridiculous name no one will ever remember. Hi, I am apparently Project Letters. You may also call me Wiz because that's my pseudonym. No, it's actually my legal name. It's on my birth certificate. I kind of just make Tally Hall videos. And they're all like normally either so unique that it's cursed, or just nonsense. Really, just random stuff that comes to my mind. Some well-known ones being the which Tally Hall member will be the worst to sit next to on public transport, which is cursed, and the Andrew Horowitz spaghetti bath video where I calculate how hygienic it is to take a spaghetti bath, because everyone wanted to know the answer to that. That is something everyone needed to know the answer to.
But how hygienic is it?
Well, you need to watch the video to find that out. You see, this is why I plug my own videos, and then people go watch them, you see. Like, if the answer here, they won't go watch my videos.
How did you get into Tally Hall? Like, I know you got into it earlier this year. What set you on the dark path?
What set me on the dark path? It depends where we want to start. So, I wrote it down, actually. So, basically, do we start back when my first Tally Hall song was discovered? Because then I have to say the furry community. To be clear, not a furry personally, though. I did have a massive Zootropolis phase when I was younger. I used to exclusively watch furry YouTubers. I used to only draw furries, like I couldn't draw humans. I kind of had like a persona going on. I used to always play with Littlest Pet Shop toys. I had a fursuit and I wore it quite often. Don't have it anymore, but I'm not a furry, to be clear. But I did find, and I wanted to be a fursuit dancer when I grew up, which is actually interesting in this story, because I when I was little, me and my siblings used to sit around the computer or whatever, and we'd watch furry videos, specifically fursuit dancers, and within that, there was one that I vividly remember. I don't know why this one specifically was one that I vividly remember. Like, I have like such blurry memories of all these other ones. This one specifically I can remember perfectly, and I've never been able to find it since. But essentially, it was to a certain song, let's just say for now. And it was a furry in this like yellow balloon thing hopping about the stage, chucking bananas into the audience, and it was to Banana Man. And as a little kid, as a little impressionable whatever I was, like maybe like 6 or something, I think I must have been 6. I was watching that, and for some reason the chorus just stuck with me. That "Do you want a banana?" stuck with me, and I quote it everywhere I went. I'd say it to people constantly. Could you tell I was autistic? Right, and that just be everywhere I went. For some reason, I was a Tally Hall fan before I was a Tally Hall fan. But that's the thing. That's where it technically starts. But no, I did not get into Tally Hall from there. What we want to do is we want to go fast forward into the far, far future. Right, I'm like 11 or 12 because of course I am. And there's this guy named Jack Stauber who exists, and I'm really into this Jack Stauber guy. And alongside this guy, there's like this thing called Tally Hall that kind of exists and kind of I see everywhere, but I don't want to get into it because it's who wants to get into Tally Hall? They sound like strange people. So I don't really get into that. But the thing is, I eventually somehow, whatever, I'm a Final Freddy's fan, find Hidden in the Sand, and then Rule of Everything is also found during my Danganronpa phase, because it was a common thing to take the characters, because obviously if you're into Danganronpa, you probably overlap with the whole entire community around Tally Hall, because you know neurodivergence. But you'll like make these videos to the Rule of Everything meme, where you just put these characters from Danganronpa, which there are so many of them, put them in and have them just like whatever it is, you know the meme where it's like, yeah, and you just do that. And I saw a lot of that. I used to watch a lot of those because I thought it was bloody hilarious, okay? And then I thought I'd make my own one because no one had done it for Sakura, and Sakura was clearly the one you should have done it for because she is so perfect for it, okay? Right? Have you seen how she walks during that one scene? I'm not going to spoil, but if you know, we're talking here, you got to know, okay? Right? And I made that. It's on my channel to this day. You can go watch it if you want. It's technically my first Tally Hall video. It's actually more a Danganronpa video, just having a Tally Hall song with it, but that exists, right? So I do that exists, is a relevant part of the story. But I did not like Rule of Everything. Well, I did like Rule of Everything. I like Rule of Everything in the sense that most of the song was good, but when you get to the fast part, I was like, what the hell is this? Whose idea was this? Who wants to sit back down and explain to me why you thought it was a good idea to just suddenly change genre? Okay, what is it with these musics and suddenly change genre? Name one song that suddenly changed genre that was a hit. Don't say Bohemian Rhapsody. You can sit back down over there. Right, I see you right there. Don't say Bohemian Rhapsody. That's not totally not relevant for later or anything. But yeah, that's what happened with that. Okay, I was like, I can't believe you suddenly just change genre like that and start rapping at me. Do I look like I want to be rapped at? No, I don't. I came here for you to do your little creepy voice effects. Do you like how I walk? Why are you rapping at me? I did not want to hear the flibbity jibbity jab, okay? So basically I don't interact with that. I don't put it on my playlist. I'm like, I'm not gonna listen to that song ever again. How dare you do that to me? Disgusting. Ew. A bit later on, I find this I think it was like an art slideshow or something, and in the background they decided to turn the lights off, and I think, wow, music really peaked here. This is beautiful. Absolutely exquisite material I'm listening to right now. And the thing is, right, turn lights off is exquisite material. So you'd think that I would add to my playlist, and I did plan to, but I forgot to. Because of course I forgot to. Of course I forgot to add turn lights off to my playlist. I could have found this way sooner. But no, I didn't. I also knew about the bidding, obviously, because that was everywhere, but who cares about that? That's really not relevant to the story. Neither is this part, but I told it anyway. So my friend, a bit later on, it was like, maybe this wasn't early this year, it was like late last year. my friend, we're talking about music and stuff for some reason. I don't remember exactly what was happening. I don't have the text messages to check because my phone. Well, we all know the story of what happened to my phone. But yeah, that happened. Left on a box full of blood. That doesn't sound right, but I'm not wrong. Right, okay. So I'm not wrong. Okay, it was a box full of human blood, technically. Okay, and it sounds way more demonic if I say that's what happened. Okay, go watch the video. Shameless plug if you want to know what happened to it. But yeah, I was messaged by them, and he was like saying he's always loved Tally Hall, and I've always not cared. But the thing is, I do care, but like I don't care. But yeah, we had that, right. And he says about how like Miracle Musical is just so much better, and I'm like, what the hell is Miracle Musical? You got to just pull out another name. Like, what is that? Okay, he's like, oh yeah, Hawaii Part 2, go listen to that. Now I assume that Miracle Musical is an album and Hawaii Part 2 is a song on there, because you know how like you have an album and you have like Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, like King of the World Part 1, King of the World Part 2, King of the World Part 3, Ben Platt's Reverie, right? Okay, you have that, okay. I assume that was what that was. I go over there and I'm looking on the Tally Hall thing and I'm like, why is there only 2 albums here, neither of which are called Miracle Musical? What is up with this? Who do you think you are? Sending a wild goose chase. Check the Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum with 1L. Okay, check that. Okay, you want to know what I see? I see that their 3rd song is Welcome to Tally Hall. Who do you think you are, being so audacious to put your welcome song as the 3rd one? Who do you actually think you are? Go sit back down. Don't partake. So I'm like, you know what? I might listen to that actually, but then I don't, because that's of course how it goes. But they're like, no, Hawaii Part 2 is an album on Miracle Musical, but Miracle Musical is Tally Hall. Like, why do they have a separate account? Why would they do that? Just to make things confusing? Oh, by the way, it's in Japanese. It's in Japanese. Oh, my computer decided to make a noise. Oh, it's in Japanese now. All right, gotta go look for this Japanese named band for you to appease your so needed wants. Okay, I go over and they're like, oh, just listen. I'm like, I won't listen to all of this. Like, okay, just listen to Time Machine. I go listen to Time Machine, all right? And then because I'm a nice friend, I'm like, you know what? I'm listening to Time Machine. May as well listen to the rest of the album. Somehow I end up listening to The Mind Electric. To this day, I cannot figure out how that happened. How did I go from Time Machine to The Mind Electric? Like, I know I listened to the entire album from Time Machine onwards, but I don't know if you know about Hawaii Part 2. But I just got some information for you. The Mind Electric is before Time Machine. How did that happen? How did that even happen? Anyway, it did happen anyway. So I was like, okay, exist. And I added like a bunch of different random ones to my playlist because of course I did. I like all these are fine songs, like Stranded Lullabies, chill, you know. But then I just kind of forgot about them and didn't really listen to them because I was chilling my playlist. A lot of songs do just chill on my playlist and I don't really listen to them up until recently when I decided to like actually shuffle my playlist and not just like pick songs out at random and listen to them on repeat. So this friend, okay, right, and said to me that like actually a lot of cosplayers do use The Mind Electric. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. And turns out immediately after that, like it was a prophecy, suddenly I'm getting these The Mind Electric cosplay videos. I see one from Sun, you know, Sundrop. I'm watching that and I'm like, you know what, this song is actually good. Well, see how the surfs. I do want to see how the surfs. That is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I start listening to this, but obviously I'm like, why the hell did they reverse the entire first half of it? Because I don't worry, the first time I listened to it I was aware it was going to happen because he was like, yeah, it's a kind of experimental album, just so you know, there'd be like an entire half of their song is reversed. I'm like, why did they do that? Who did that? Whose idea was that? Was like to sit back down and stop making these stupid decisions over and over again, right? So I'm just like out here like, okay, listening to like, what was it called again? It's gone in my head. The Mind Electric, okay. Having time with that absolute banger, okay. Until later on, I obviously have that like issues with my phone. Not the losing the phone part. That's way later on. But I end up having to transfer my entire playlist onto a different playlist. And I'm like, you know what? I don't listen to these Hawaii Part 2 songs. Be gone, all of you. Apart from Mind Electric, you can stay. You can stay. So that they get all banished. Okay. Then the twerking story occurs. Essentially, I'm in. This is. Don't worry, it makes sense. I'm in a school show. We'll Rock You. We'll Rock You is Queen musical, and I'm cast as 6, something like that. And in it there's this other character that's meant to twerk, but the actor who played that was like, yo, I'm not twerking on a stage for a bunch of adults. No, and I was like, I'll do it. So I was now more important than I was before because now I twerk on stage. That's important. And so when it came to having electric shock therapy, which is a plot point. They didn't just put me through electric shock therapy. I mean, that would make sense after everything I just told you. But, you know, that was, when it came to that, I was like, hey, sir, can I be on the stage? And he's like, yeah, go on, sit in the middle. In the middle of the stage. Oh, and I was like the best at it. I was the best at getting electric shock. Simultaneously, while it was happening, because of something that had happened with Rule of Everything, I wanted to remake a meme video I made because I had like bad memories associated with Rule of Everything, because of course I did. And then I was like, you know what, screw you, I'm gonna revamp myself. So I decided to remake the Rule of Everything thing I did. And during that I decided to Rule Everything again. I realized, hey, the rap part's not that bad. What kind of cocaine was I on? Well, that was bad. That was fine. That was great. What was I doing? Right? And I was also like, oh, electric banger. So I was like, well, I'll put 2 and 2 together. Okay, we've got this like absolute banger and absolute banger here, both by the same band. So clearly they're here. Best listen to the rest of this band real quick. And yeah, I did, and then I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then eventually I became a TallyTuber. Yeah. That was the longest explanation of how someone got into TallyTuber. There you go. Far too many details that you didn't need, but there you go.
It's like this long stretching era since you were 6 years old. What happened when you realized Banana Man was there?
Oh.
Like,
it was the most wild experience. So basically, we're gonna do the thing again where I go back to the very, very beginning. I was in a car, right, and I was on the way to school, and I put on Rule of Everything because it's a banger, and like obviously I wanted to play it for my family. You know, I haven't really listened to much of their other songs, but then like this is like the day I decided I'd actually like listen to their other songs. So I played Rule of Everything. And then all of a sudden, right, this song called Banana Man turns on, and my sister goes, Banana Man? What the hell is this? Like that. And I'm like, I don't know. I haven't listened to it. Don't come at me. So when I get home, and like basically I'd seen this edit containing Tally Hall a while back, that had this music video with these different coloured people. And I saw that thumbnail, saw the name Banana Man. I was like, oh, so you two are interconnected, are you? So I clicked on it and I watched it, and I was like, yeah, you see, yeah, it's fine, completely fine. No, nothing suspicious here. Do you want to? What? Would you like to repeat that, Joe? You were the one who made that, who wanted my 6-year-old self and made me look like an absolute cringe bag. How dare you? And thank you. Yeah. So that was how it went. It was absolutely insane. I was like, what do you mean these men are behind this? What do you mean you guys made that? What? It was insane.
everything is connected to Tally Hall. Even you. You just have to find out.
You can try and run, but somehow it's Labyrinth was another one where I was like, that was you guys? What do you mean that was you guys? What do you mean? Again, like, because it's not like, you can tell now, I definitely never went back to the Mind Electric because I didn't hear Labyrinth. So how the hell did I get to the Mind Electric? How did I get to the Mind Electric from Time Machine without using a time machine and going back in time?
Whoa. Time Machine reference.
Oh my god. It's all makes sense now. Okay.
The mysteries have been solved. But yeah, I'm always entertained with learning about people who also like were there during the whole Ruler of Everything meme thing. Because when I was in the fandom at that time, for whatever reason, at least the circles I was observing, the resident Tally Hall fans there just hated it, and I don't know why. And I was so sad because I was really wanting Tally Hall to like be noticed by more people, and that was like the memes were the way I was able to get my friends into it. But I was
That's the weird thing with Hidden in the Sand too. For some reason, just like if you say you like Hidden in the Sand, or like that's your favorite, like I get if it's your favorite, it might be like you don't really know my Tally Hall song. Surely not. That's not your favorite if you know Tally Hall. But like even then, why do you care? I love Hidden in the Sand. It's one of the ones that was the first Tally Hall song I played. 0.65 was 65 on there. Okay. That was it. Okay, 65th song on my playlist, right? Okay, we have to get down to like just before the 500s to find the rest, okay? That one was the first one, okay? And it was the one that I listened to. I was like sad or something, and I'd be like, you know what? I just need this man with a ukulele to sing to me. And you know what? That man with a ukulele has made me happier many, many times in my life. And now I know who the hell he is. And it's like, thanks, random man in a red tie. Thank you for writing the ukulele song. But yeah, it's crazy. I went to a hidden track, and then now it's like the least hidden Tally Hall song. Easy to find everywhere.
I remember like one of my coworkers in 2021 was like, "Oh, I know that song." And I was like, "You do? It's from Tally Hall. It's my favorite band." I
Yeah,
was
that
so
happened to
very
me.
normal.
It happened to me the other day with this guy who was just like, Wiz, guess what? I actually listened to that Tally Hall thing, and they made that song. That's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, they made the bidding too, and Rule of Everything, and Turn the Lights Off. Yeah, all those ones that you were definitely aware of. I don't think you're aware of all of them, but they like a bunch of people. Like literally the other day, I was in an English lesson. Okay, and my teacher's like at the front. Okay, it's the one that I showed Tally Talks to. Don't ask if you
Whoa.
are a viewer. I did a lot of things. But yeah, he was at the front, and I was talking about how I went to see a band the other day, and they, you know how like in English language, sometimes they'll like address the audience, and one way you can do that might be to like name the place that you're in. So there's in My Chemical Romance, because now we're talking about My Chemical Romance and Tally Talks. They said like all the way in Battery City, and it was changed to all the way in place I was city. And I was talking about how I saw that, and then he was like, "Was it a Tally Hall concert?" I was like, "No, they've been broken up, so been broken up. Don't rub salt in the wounds, okay?" No, I was not at a Tally Hall concert, okay? Very few people got to go to anything close to a Tally Hall concert. I was not there. I was there as a piece of paper, okay? And I was put on a bunch of rides as a little girl. Yeah.
I remember after Sonic lunch, the day after, I like went with some other Tally Hall fans to get ice cream, and they just had their like full tie outfits on. And the person at the register was like, "Oh my gosh, it's a Tally Hall reference." And then he was like, "Please don't tell me there was just like a reunion that I missed." Or like, well, it wasn't the whole band.
It was quite a few of them, a couple of them, but you missed it. So
Yeah.
here's some other people.
R.I.P.
Got a bunch of pictures of people from across the globe that we carry around with us. Completely normal thing to do, as you can tell. Yeah, they begged me. Specifically, this really annoying blonde one really begged me. This one in the picture with the one that's hiding their face. That one begged me and would not stop begging me, and I had to take it now. Okay. I didn't want to carry these papers around, but she wouldn't stop.
I enjoyed taking these pictures of different Tally Talks people around and just really concerning everyone around me. Or people being very excited, be like, "Oh my gosh, is that Project from YouTube?"
Oh my god, I knew who I was. Oh my god, that's crazy. That's crazy. I wouldn't know who I was.
But yes, onto our question that we are answering for this podcast
The point of the
episode.
podcast.
So, as we've evidently mentioned, this band hasn't been making music together in like over 12 years. And yet
Yeah, I
the
don't know why.
fandom is probably like larger than ever. And so the question is, how on earth, after all of this time, like how is the Tally Hall fandom still going if we have basically not had like any new content?
I got a crazy thing about that, actually. I have a theory on that. That's such a coincidence. And the fact that we were both here and you had that question and I actually have an answer to it. That's actually not like we knew this beforehand or anything. Like, my god, that's crazy. So let's get down to business. So my theory on why Tally Hall as a fandom has survived this long, despite the fact that by all means it should be dead as hell, is the fact that this community kind of makes its own content of sorts, if you get what I mean. So my best comparisons here, we need to look into the like fandoms, like, since we're going to look really suspicious, the furry fandom, which again I am not part of and I have never associated with and I am not in, but that fandom, we can look at them. So they are a fandom that is kind of weird in the sense, not the sense they dress up as animals. That's completely fine. I'm fine with it, guys. I'm fine with it. You can dress up in your big axolotl tail whenever. I'm fine with it, bro. But you start with like a concept, and then from there everyone just does whatever the hell they want with it, okay? Which is not how the Tally Hall fandom exactly works, but that's kind of what the furry fandom is. So they they start off with this like love of anthropomorphic animals in different forms and different ways, and then they make fursuits, they make fursuits, and there are different kinds of fursuits within that, such as raptor masks and stuff, which I only found out about a few years ago. But they cool. Go ahead. I don't know. I don't ask why I was looking at raptor masks. Okay, I wasn't looking at them because I wanted to buy them. Okay, I was looking at them because they were on TikTok. Don't ask why I was on raptor mask TikTok. Okay, I'm not a furry, all right? I'm not genuinely, but I'm just really, really suspicious. Okay, right. So yeah, we start with like a concept, and then we like freaking branch out, whatever. Okay, and that's a similar fandom like that, the Gacha fandom, which I mean, this one I have to admit I was part of. We have to be honest. Mask off, mask off. I was a Gacha tuber, and you can still find my content on my channel. And if you do so, be prepared to cringe a 12-year-old who is stupid and annoying. But I was part of that, and it is relevant that I was part of it. I'm going to get on that later, but they're another fandom where the thing that it is, which is just this game that's hardly a game, is not to do with the actual fandom itself really anymore. They kind of have fandoms within the fandoms, like the music geeks. I think that's what, no, the music freaks, something like that. So the name is something like that. I don't remember the series, but they have like, you know, that's a fandom that's from the Gacha fandom, but it's a different fandom within itself. Like if you are part of the music freaks fandom, you're not part of the Gacha. Well, you are part of the Gacha fandom, but you are like its own thing because it's a different thing and it's about the story of the music freaks, whatever it is. Right? Yeah. But that's what that is. Now, if we look at that fandom versus the Encanto fandom, which I think is, I was part of the Encanto fandom. That's another one I was part of. I was not part of the furry fandom, but I was part of the Encanto fandom. I actually have a Luisa and a Mirabelle figurines because I was just that obsessed with it. But I was watching the movie constantly. I was constantly watching videos about the movie. I love the movie. The movie was beautiful. But the second Turning Red came out, suddenly the fandom just gone. It was like overnight. It was like I woke up, Turning Red was released. It was like, hey guys, where are you? Where have you all gone? What happened to all of you? And like, obviously, like that was kind of inevitable. I mean, like there's only so much you can talk about before you run out of things to talk about with Encanto. It's one movie, one world, one story that's been discussed within it. It's not a series, nothing like that. You don't have to wait for like new parts to come out. This is like that could be the end of the story. They might make a sequel, but that could be the end of the story. And if we get more, we get more. But I don't know if the fan will probably come back if it's a good sequel. But like, you know, that it's over, right? So if you look at that versus the other two fandoms I mentioned, what's the difference there? Well, I've already kind of said it. Content getting created from it is important within a fandom, and if you run out of content to make from it, then people will just move on to the next thing quite fast. They'll go in there, do everything that there is to do, and then you leave. And that's the thing, right? With Tally Hall, content creators around Tally Hall isn't like a new concept. It's just suddenly become more of a thing from my. Maybe that's just because I'm me, and I kind of came into it like, "Hi guys, I'm now a content creator. How are you doing?" And everyone's like, "Who are you? Where did you come from? Why do you have so many subscribers? What up with that? Who are you?" Which to debunk some misinformation on this podcast, which was put out by a certain lady, I did not get famous, quote unquote famous, of Disabilities in Media. That may be my most famous series, but that was also, I hate Disabilities in Media Part 1. I did so bad on that. But the rest of them are fine. But that was not how I got famous at all. I got famous in the Gacha fandom and then the Danganronpa fandom. Okay, I'll have you know that. And then I did the Disabilities in Media, and then I did Tally Hall, and down here. I'd argue this is the most famous I've ever been. And that's hardly anything. So, you know, who cares, right? So, yeah. Yeah, so the Tally Hall fandom has had content creators from the start, really. You know, Cosbowen being the oldest one I could probably think of. Matthew Altruda's technically one. But yeah, as far as I know, I mean, considering your existence kind of proves it, this has been a thing for quite a while, but like, I don't know. Was it at the level it is now, do you think? Because I don't know. I wasn't there. You tell me.
I feel like the largest channels were more or less the one of the archived ones, and there were people who would definitely upload different Tally Hall memes or silly things, but there weren't as many people being like, okay, the majority of what we're talking about right now is Tally Hall. There would be like, oh, this is a really goofy Tally Hall video here. I remember a few different channels, like Haley, who was Natural Catch Up. There was a channel called Jenny Yesek, and she still has some different archives. But a lot of it came out of people who were um either archiving or kind of like gathering lesser known information and putting it on YouTube, and then doing a couple of their own things. But there was a lot of like the Tally Hall memes I felt like were just kind of really standalone on different channels. And there was a lot of like animations regarding Tally Hall songs and like different clips and demos and things, but it wasn't like, oh, this is a specifically Tally Hall dedicated like location or something. Like everyone had a lot of variety of interests, and that's still definitely true. I feel like everyone who's making Tally Hall stuff right now still has a lot of different topics that they love to talk about. You know, not only Tally Hall 24/7 all the time, but I feel like it was definitely a lot more of there was a lot more of an archive culture, if anything. Like, oh, here's this lesser known Edu song. That was this special included on the Sketches 3D release. Um, because the kind of the last bits of those things happened around like 2019, 2020, a lot of those people were kind of like able to gather a bunch of Tally Hall fans to their location and share things. But I think it was definitely different in that it was almost like the creation of your own content didn't always come first necessarily. It was more of like having a way to be like, oh, here's this archived material. And then the Tally Hall fans come. I guess that's
Yeah,
kind of my observation of how it was a bit more like 4 years ago.
yeah, cause like back then, I doubt you were out here getting whatever the hell the spaghetti bath analysis is supposed to be, stuff like that. You know, mucker blucker analysis, which is not me. That's not me. For once, it's not me. I'm for once, I'm not the one making the strange analysis video no one asked for. For once, that actually, no, okay. But yeah, that's the thing with it is like it's become, I mean, it's always been that way that people make content, but the reason why there's been like a sudden resurgence from my experience, from what I'm seeing, obviously gotta remember I haven't always been here. I'm actually basically just a baby in this community. I literally am. I literally spawned in one day. Like that must have literally been how it was. Because where did I come from? Genuinely, I just appeared and it was like, who the hell is that? What? Get a load of this guy. But yeah, I just came in and I was there now. I'm here now. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Yeah. So yeah, I was personally as a content creator, I found this community and like obviously like I didn't like I said I didn't invent the concept of content creation for Tally Hall, but I know I found it and I was like, this community looks like it had something and then somebody came in and killed it and it needs to be revived. And obviously it wasn't me who single-handedly did anything. I'm not gonna like freaking come in here and be like, it was me, guys. I'm your one true Lord and Savior. Actually, worship me. But I definitely wanted to make stuff new from it because that's something that hadn't been done before. In that sense, I mean like you know like making it into like game theories and stuff essentially because that's essentially what it is. As a lot of content creators. Was there a lot back in the olden days, back in the like, Victorian era when you were making these videos?
Let me pull up my references actually. In 2021, I had YouTube Premium through my student discount for being in college or whatever. And I used that for also listening to music because I was like, oh sweet, I have streaming music. And then it also meant that I never had to face YouTube ads on my phone. See, I have an iPhone, so that doesn't do ad blocker very well. And it basically meant whatever free time I had on my hands, I was searching up Tally Hall by Newest, and I was just watching everything I hadn't seen the day before and commenting a ridiculous amount of times under my account Awesome Jedi E to the point where even on like my SoundCloud, people were like, "Oh my gosh, are you from the Tally Hall comment sections?" You know, 3 years, no, 4 years ago. Oh gosh, it's been that long.
You from the Tally Hall comment section is
Yeah,
beautiful. That's. I mean, some people do that to me. For some reason, whenever you're in the community and you like comment anywhere, it seems to be like, wait, I see you
right,
everywhere. I don't think
right.
you do. I don't comment that much, I don't think.
So I used to comment a lot, and as mentioned, it would be like every single day, whoever posted anything Tally Hall related. And I'd say there'd probably be like a decent, probably 10 videos a day. Today it's an even more insane amount. I tried doing that and was like, oh wow, that's a lot.
Because we grow.
But
It's now a market.
yeah, there's a
That's-
market, and there's a lot of 9-year-olds with phones.
Yeah.
Compared to before, at least talking about Tally Hall, it seems.
9-year-olds with phones talking about Tally Hall, best content in my opinion, you know?
Yeah, but
But
I
no,
have
I mean,
about 500 videos from like 2021 of things that I gathered from Tally Hall related things. So we have a lot of, well, Ruler of Everything memes definitely popped up a lot more in 2021.
there's a lot of
Um
people in the community too.
yeah, so I remember seeing the "Do you like how I walk" Big Floppa meme of the cat. I mean, not the cat. I mean, it's a type of cat, but I can't remember what it's called right now.
Is it bad that I'm not familiar with this?
Um,
I'm too young. I'm too tiny.
do
I can't be knowing this.
do you like how
Because
I walk Big Floppa? That one was my favorite. Um, wow, I searched that very specifically, and the first one that came up was Germa. That's not what I meant. Um, I'm holding up my phone to the screen, so it's very epic, but there's this. Oh, I have to remember what the species of it is. It's this wild cat with really big ears, and on the internet, it is known as Big Floppa. And this is the first version of the Ruler of Everything meme from August 2020. And I found it, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's a Ruler of Everything from Tally Hall. I love Tally Hall. I want to make this. I want to do silliness with this. And then the troll face version of the meme popped up. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make a green screen for this. And I'm going to make some silly videos. And so I made a silly, goofy green screen that ended up on Know Your Meme because it got over 100,000 views. And then they just appeared everywhere. They just were everywhere. No longer was it just Big Floppa and Troll Face.
the iconic
And
duo. It's ended now. So it's everyone now. Everyone all free reign.
yeah, so it was free reign, and it was iconic, but as mentioned, it seemed the circles I was in, they were just like they weren't here for it. I wasn't really like participating, I was just more of observing the Tally Hall fandom that existed at the time. But personally, I was really excited to see something new happening, even if it drove some people crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's like some random song, like if Spring in a Storm blew up tomorrow, I'd be like, yes, let's go. Everyone now knows
yeah.
who it is. And I don't know if
Heck
everyone
yeah.
else in the fandom would do that. I mean, I've seen a lot of a pattern like with Hidden Sand where everyone's like, oh my god, why does everybody listen to Hidden Sand? And it's like, because it's a nice song. Why do you think Joseph strummed his little ukulele? It was because you strum it, you strum a ukulele. Yeah, you strum a ukulele. I know how to play a ukulele. I had to give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Where is it? Where has it gone? Somewhere in this hole. Where have I put it? I have a ukulele. This is annoying. Where's it gone?
I ate it, sorry.
Why would you eat my ukulele? You keep on eating my stuff! Oh! Wait, where is it? I know you're here somewhere. I think it died. Yeah, I think you're right. I think somebody ate my ukulele, and I think it was you. I can't believe you do this to me. This is so offensive.
I'm so sorry.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
You know what? You know what? Perry's ukulele is bigger. Go eat that one, and it's got Willwood's. You'll be eating Willwood's signature. I'm just saying, eat it. It was,
I did remember there were some tally hall content creators. So in 2018 there was a YouTube channel called Tally Hell, and the description is memes and videos for fans stuck in Tally Hell. They only uploaded 13 videos, but all of the videos have quite a large amount of views. But it's
is
just
that a reference? Is that 13 videos? Is that like any chance a reference? What is it with like? It's got to be Joe Hawley, isn't it? It's always him. What is it with him and numbers that like it's like what 12 and 13? Why so close together, mate? Why those two? Okay, so specific too. Like they're directly next to each other. He doesn't have any other numbers, does he? That like are like his numbers. It's just those two. Not that anyone else really has any numbers that are their numbers. He's the only one with numbers. I'm Project Numbers now, so I can have numbers. I can have all the numbers.
Whoa.
Like, what? Like each letter of the alphabet. Like take that, turn into the numbers that they are in the alphabet, and then just be like projects. I can't bother to count the alphabet right now. Yeah. So the current TallyTubers of today, this is a good thing to talk about because I feel like that would make sense to talk about in this episode about the fandom surviving, considering my hypothesis is that it's the content creators that make content, because it's got to be it, right? Because like there's nothing to talk about. You go into the fandom, you do all the stuff there is to do, and then you leave. That's like that's normally how it's gone in the past. I'd assume. I mean, there's been content creators, obviously, but like you said, there's just not as many. There's amazing purple girl. She makes like the quizzes. That's like her whole thing. The other thing that's her whole thing is about did you know that she is an introvert that is amazing and likes the color purple.
She makes silly pictures of her Tally Hall plushes and does gaming and Tally Hall news.
She does all the things. Peridot person, he does those concerts on live. I'll tell you the story of how I met him. So actually, this is the story of how I met everyone in this fandom. Is they uploaded a video and I constantly got recommended it because there's only so much you can get recommended from this fandom, and I said no every single time. I looked at him, I'm like, nope, not watching that. How dare you expect me to watch that? Okay, what's this? Tally Hall Ambulance by Ambulance? What? Tally Hall Ambience by hopefully not Tally Hall Ambulance. That's what
new video idea.
Tries.
New video.
Zubin Ambulance.
New video.
Tally Hall Ambience by Melody McGinley. How about Melody get off my property and stop trying to make me watch a video? We got Tally Hall quiz. Okay, I'll watch that. Got a few seconds in, I was like, no, how dare you? You really thought I'd watch this video? No, I will never watch this video. I'm going off this. How dare you expect me to do that? And then with Peridot person, it was like ranking all the Tally Halls and all that. I was like, you want to tell me? You want to tell me how to feel about the Tally Halls songs? You really want to tell me how I should feel? Okay? Are you telling me what to do? Are you bossing me about? Do you think that you can do that to me? No, you can't, Mr. Man. Okay, you stay on the opposite side of the street from me. You don't come near me, okay? I don't want to watch your video. Bye. And with you, that doesn't exist. You were like one of the ones I was like, yeah, I'll go watch this person. This person's cool. I'll watch that one.
I feel like I remember you commenting on like my unlisted videos even, and I was like, well, that's impressive. I specifically remember studying with my friend, and I was like, well, I guess I'll go look at my YouTube channel since I haven't done anything in there forever. And I'm like, why is this project person in my unlisted videos? That's some dedication.
Did you know who I was at that point?
I didn't know who, but I didn't know who you were at that point. But I remember specifically sitting down next to another person. I'm like, someone's found my unlisted videos.
Don't ask what I was doing, okay? Don't ever try and stop Project. She will find a way. They will, like, this is what all the TallyTubers that are working with me currently have had to learn, is that I do not give up, okay? The odds may completely be against me and be like, yeah, you should probably just give up. Everyone else around me is like, yeah, we're gonna give up. That's like, let's do a best impression of Philip Laves and give up right now. But I decided to do my best impression of Ricastley, and I'm never gonna give you up like the Tally Hall fandom does. They don't disappear. Oh, Oh,
There's
our own
no way
rainbow
you just rickrolled me.
Paradox person, you're the only one who can have a cool rainbow connection moment on your freaking podcast episode. Watch me make my own ones. Yeah. What was I saying before? Oh yeah, how I met Paradox person. So, I had like been recommended a video by him over again, like I had with everyone. Eventually I do cave. Paradox person. Okay. I see him in a comment section. I go, who is this man? I'm gonna click on his page. I go on there and I expect this guy to be dead. Not like physically dead. It's like I ordered a dead on him. I was expecting him to no longer exist. I come over and he's freaking alive and I'm like, is he still making Tally Hall content? He's still making Tally Hall content. Okay, I'm gonna join you live then, Mr. Still making Tally Hall content, but I don't know who the hell you are. Okay, how have I not found you if you're still making Tally Hall content? Okay, I'm like part of this community. Who do you think you are? What do you mean you kept on getting like recommending me the video over and over again? What do you mean like and I just ignored it? That's why I don't know who you are. Okay, you need to stop talking back to me, mister. Okay, I know you're not here and I am currently arguing with nobody because you are probably not even listening to this podcast, but I am still gonna fight with you, paradox person who isn't here. Okay, right? So I watch it and I'm like, oh hi everyone, is what I do when I go onto live streams. I come in there and I go, guess who's here? Because like whenever like someone who's like marginally known in the community comes into a live stream, everyone's like, who is that? Who is that person? My god, it's a human being. It is a human being that I know. And then they all start like typing out how they know you. So I love that because it's beautiful. You just, everybody's like they're all doing something. The second you turn up, like suddenly the topic is no longer. Everyone's like, yo, I know that person. And then they just charge you. Yeah. So I did that. I come in and I'm like, hey guys. And then everyone's like, Project Y.B.T.F.C. And then obviously paradox person being the uncultured man he is like, who the flip is that? Who the hell is that? That's how he speaks. That's exactly how he sounds. He's like this. He goes like, believe me now. Because he's apparently British now. Who are you? What is this person? Then he looks it up, I assume, and he's like, is a famous TallyTuber. And he's like joking about it, because how dare he diminish me like that? No, but then he never exists again. I don't ever speak to him again. I actually order a hit on him on that exact day because of that. And he hasn't dead yet. It's weird. Yeah, I'm waffling. I am waffling. Can I tell you the story of the weirdest kid I've ever met?
Go for it.
Okay. I swear this is relevant in some way. Okay. So one day I'm in school, right? As you normally are in school. I mean, you're not normally in school, but I'm normally in school. So I'm with this boy. Okay, this is not the boy I'm talking about. I'm with this boy. Okay, and I know this boy. Okay, we walk in to a building, and out comes this like year 7 out of the block, and he just goes, "Oh hi, Lucas," and then walks. Okay, you know who Lucas is? That's the kid I'm with. Okay, the kid I'm with is like, who are you? How do you know who I am? And then he's like, oh, hi. They continue talking. I'm not really listening to the conversation because I don't really care. But I assume that he knows who this kid is when the conversation is the first. Like I said, I wasn't really listening. Then he goes, I go, okay, who was that kid? And he's like, I have no idea who that kid was. Like, you don't know who the kid you just had a conversation. You don't know who that is. Just random year 7, just knows who you are. You don't know who he is. He's like, yeah, no, I don't know who the hell that is. No. So I'm like, okay, that's so ages later. Okay, I'm this is like, and I get like really deep into Tally Hall, and one of the things I like to do was sing that one verse of Welcome to Tally Hall. It's like, I'm like an English chap, and if you don't know, at the end of that verse, the end of that little section there, he says, well bloody welcome to Tally Hall. And he's like, this kid hears me say that and he turns around and goes, Tally Hall? And I'm like, Tally Hall? You know what that is? Oh my god. So I then decide, as you do when you are 16 years old, to chase this random 11-year-old boy, and I do so with grace up until this one extremely tall child, freaking massive. He's younger than me, massive, tall man. Okay, really big in comparison to this tiny year 7. He's like a little baby in comparison to me. Okay, it's rare. I'm 5'2". I look at this kid who's like gigantic, and like everyone's gonna probably like freaking stream stuff productions right now is being like, but that guy was like, well, like 5'7", and you just think he's like really tall because he's really short. Well, guess what? Extreme stuff productions is actually really tall. He's taller than Lucas, and Lucas is 5'11". So be quiet. Okay, so yeah. He then says he's going to like blast me with some water. And I'm like, it's like a bottle that he's, you know, when you like screw the bottle up, and then like it had air inside it, and you release it, like, you know, right, gonna do that to me and my beautiful face. So I was like, no, don't do that. And he does it anyway. He says he'd do it if I didn't stop chasing the child, and he does it anyway. Ouchies, why would you do that to me? So then I sit back down, and that other kid who ran all the way to that kid to get me to give straight in the face, I guess, was like, actually, I do want to talk to this kid. So they go over to me, and they're like, hey, how are you today? I do know about Tallyhall. I'm like, what's your favorite song? He's like, I forget what he says, but he says something. And he's talking, blah, blah, no one cares. One of the things he does mention, though, that is relevant, is the fact that he'd had, like, a bunch of CDs, like, bought, and they come in, and some of them, the Tallyhall CDs, he's talking about how much he likes Lemon Demon, how there are Lemon Demon CDs, and I was like, okay, that's chill, I guess, like, yeah, it makes sense. Freaking only children, always getting stuff bought for them, constantly, every single day of the week. So that clocks perfectly. Not jealous or anything. Okay, with my freaking family of 6 or anything. Yeah. So I move on with that. But the thing is, I'm talking to my friend, and I want Tallyhall CDs. But you see, I have that thing that everyone goes through when they want Tallyhall CDs, when they go to get Tallyhall CDs, and they're not there. So they're like, well, what do I do now? Look for them like £300 secondhand, and then you find them elsewhere, and I can't find them anywhere. But basically, I'm like, to my friend, you remember the Hawaii Part 2 friend, the one that got me to listen to Hawaii Part 2? I asked that friend, I'm like, hi, how are you on this fine evening, governor? So where in the knickers are you hiding all these freaking Tallyhall CDs? Because I know you own A Good and Evil, and by me have I tried to look for one and not been able to find it. So would you like to direct me in the correct location to find the absolute, like, I don't know, hidden sand side of the internet? That they got you that freaking CD, and they're like, oh yeah, needle juice. Okay, I'm gonna go into needle juice. Hey mum, can I get some more needle juice? No, because the shipping's gonna be ridiculous. I've got the shipping. Oh my god, why is it £40 or £30? Yeah, it was £40 about. And they were like, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you I'm an only child. So like my parents like just let me do things like this, and I'm like, wow, okay. Wow, flexing the fact you're an only child on me again. So I'm like, well, actually, I remember that this other kid obviously has a mother that's bought like all these like Lemon Demon CDs. Oh my god, stop trying to this is not postponed. Stop it. Right, sorry, I'm sorry that keeps on happening. That's really annoying. Right, okay. So I remember this kid. They have this like freaking mother that obviously bought them that like entire like Lemon Demon, Tallyhall, all that pile of stuff for them, and they're like, I'm like, okay, well, there's no way their mother spent like £40 each on all of them. I mean, shipping would, so £10 each for them, would it, the shipping's for, no, they ship each of them like individually do that. I don't know how they do it. I've never bought like lots from needle juice. Okay, I don't really buy from needle juice, I'm sorry, but however whatever you do, that's going to be an absolute ton of stuff that nobody in their right mind would buy for the kid. Okay, so I'm like, this kid's got their stuff from somewhere else, right? Okay, so I got to this kid and I'm like, hey, so where did you buy that, like, those CDs from? They're like, needle juice. I'm like, what do you mean needle juice? What do you mean? They're like, oh yeah, also there's this thing called HHV, you might want to check over there because they have like cheaper stuff. And I'm like, okay, thank you, toodaloo. Only child, of course, because of course only children are always like that. Anyone who's an only child is like, oh, by the way, I don't own children. I don't flip with them. Perry, that's actually the reason why I put on him is solely because he's an only child. Just, we need to eradicate the population. Like, I don't like the idea that your parents had you and then we're like, yeah, we perfected our craft. That was it. Because that's not what happened with me. My parents kept going. It's not fair. Right. Yeah, so yeah, that happened. Give me a minute. I wrote down what I have to say. So later on, okay, I do the thing I'm known best for, making Tallyhall badges. Okay, that's the one thing I do in my life. I make badges all the time, and I make Tallyhall badges. And I didn't have Andrew or Rob at this point, so I just had Ross, Joe, and Zubin. And this kid was very upset about that. He sees on my skirt that I only have the absolute blasphemous members of Ross, Zubin, and Joe. What kind of absolute like blasphemy. I think I also might have had Andrew. I don't know. I know I didn't have Rob for sure. What kind of blasphemy is this to leave out freaking Rob, possibly Andrew, but include those three? How dare you? So he's like, what the hell? Who do you think you are? Rob is the only one that matters. And I'm like, what do you mean Rob is the only one? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, Rob's the only one I like. So you're a Tally Hall fan that only likes Rob? Who do you think you are? You can't just half-arse it. You can't come into this and be like, yeah, let me just only like part of the Tally Hall like gang. Okay, you're not even just part of it, one member. You may as well just freaking be a Rob Cantor fan at that point. How dare you come near the Tally Hall fandom with your I only like Rob rhetoric, okay? What is this propaganda? Okay, he's like, yeah, you should listen to more Rob stuff because like he's the only one that's good. And then after we're talking, he's like, who's your favorite member? And I'm like, my least favorite question to be asked, because there's like, I have to tell them it's who it is, but then I have to like go off on one about like why it is who it is. So I'm like, yeah, I like Joe Hawley's music a lot. I like his songs. I like his singing voice. I had to go on 10 hours of this, and he's just like, yeah, that's cool. Don't worry. He's my mum's favorite as well. I'm like, oh, that's so useful. Thank you for telling me that this freaking frail elderly woman that looks after you also took one look at a picture of Tally Hall and went, I like the red one. Just as just like, thank you. That really puts me at ease that this person who 100% has no idea about anything to do with Tally Hall was like, yeah, let's go. I like the red one because he's red, and it's the first one I looked at because he's the most noticeable because he's wearing red. Okay, thank you for that one. Thank you so much for your input there. That really puts me at ease. So yeah, we talk a bit more, and it's a bit like I'm just confused by this kid's life at this point. But yeah, we continue on with our existence on this planet, okay? And I go back and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna finish off making Tally Hall badges, and since this kid loves Rob so much, I'll make him a Rob badge. So I do. Okay, I had a spare. I made him a Rob badge. I come in. I'm like, hello, child. Hi, tiny year 7 kid. Here's a Rob badge. And he goes, oh no, I don't need it, don't worry. And I'm like, no, it's a spare, take it. And he's like, thank you, puts on his tie, because of course you put on your tie. He's absolutely obsessed with it. He loves his Rob badge, okay? He wears it all day. He's talking about Rob, how much he loves Rob, how much he has Rob on his tie. You know, he loves having a Rob badge, okay? So I go home, I come back next day, he comes in and goes, my mum wants a Joe badge. I'm like, who is your mum that she saw Joe and got that attached to him that she now wants a badge of him? What? Mate, what? Who is your mother? Okay, not only is she freaking buying you like an entire hall of freaking oh my god, an entire hall of Tally Hall and Lemon Demon and whatever the hell else you said, probably other stuff I forget. Okay. And like all that, okay, not only is she doing all of that, which is like extra, she does not need to be doing this, yo. She said yo in 2024. That's not fun. I'm gonna say that again, so that isn't in there. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Not only did she, okay, buy you freaking Lemon Demon Tally Hall, okay, she's also out here like she hears about your little obsession with the band, which is hardly obsession with the band because you only like Rapanta, and was like, no, I like the red one. I want a badge of the red one. What kind of woman who's old enough to have a son wants a badge of a man who is in his 40s, who hasn't been in a band for how many years? Okay, what is going on right now? So I'm like, well, she's gonna have to pay me then. Okay, she's a fully grown adult. She can afford to pay a 16-year-old to do her free manual labor. Okay, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna tell my mum that. I'm like, okay, go tell your mum that then. Go on then, do it. Okay, I freaking dare you. Okay, but yeah, this kid, strange kid, we're talking one day. Okay. And I'm talking about how I do Tally Hall YouTube. For some reason, it had never been brought up before. I was a Tally Hall YouTuber. I just didn't think to mention it. Probably because you don't go around just bragging to random people that you are a YouTuber. It's not something you normally do. So it hadn't really come up. But I brought up like, oh yeah, I'm doing Tally Hall YouTube. And this is where it gets like, he says to me like, oh yeah, my mum has a YouTube channel. She does make Tally Hall stuff on there. And I'm like, okay, interesting. Okay, so what? And I'm like, I'm like, he told me about like, you know, his mother's subscriber count and all that stuff. And I was like, well, guess what? I have 9K, so you can be quiet, okay? You can hear that when you start talking about YouTube statistics, you can feel like the tension become a knife with a guillotine, okay? With a guillotine, because we were really over dramatic, and apparently we're French now. But you can feel it be freaking cut, okay? Because I was sitting there, and it was like he was like, yeah, my mother has 200 subscribers. And I was like, oh, your mother has 200 subscribers. Does she? Well, guess what, Lucas? Do I tell him? And then Lucas like freaking pulls the plaster off, and he's like, 9K, and he was like, oh. I'm like, yeah, you be silent. You be silent about your mum's measly 200, okay? And then I'm like, yeah, I'm Project Y.B.T.F.C. What? Project Y.B.T.F.C. What? Project Y.B.T.F.C. Yellow bit the friendly chicken. Okay, I'll write on my arm. And you're not gonna find if you write yellow bit the friendly chicken on your arm. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm like, why would you do that? What's your mum's name? Amazing Purple Girl. Oh my god. And I look up who this is. And it's the lady that's in all comment sections. And apparently, now she's old enough to have a son. I thought it was a teenager. That makes sense because it's freaking in the Tally Hall comment section. My entire fandom is freaking made up of young adults and teenagers. But here we are anyway. This is a freaking adult woman. So I'm like, well, I've got to check out if this is true. I go over and I look at it. And I'm like, yeah, UK. Old enough to have been alive in the 80s, apparently, according to the transcription. Checks out. Why is she called Amazing Purple Girl? Surely you should be Amazing Purple Woman. Why are you a girl? Come on, logic here, okay? Also, why? Just why? What is going on right now? I do check it out. The videos match up. Quizzes, she makes quizzes. I've been recommended those multiple times, okay? She made that Markiplier video I watched. And while we're at it, okay, she also made the Taken for a Ride analysis he was talking about. It all adds up, and I'm like, this kid better not be freaking pulling my leg right now, taking their mick at this moment, okay? So I'm like, okay, this is the most insane thing that's ever happened to me in my life, if this is real. So I go and I tell YouTube about it, but I don't say who it is, I don't say who the creator is, just in case the creator doesn't want me to say it, or the kid doesn't want me to say it. So, oh, there's this mother, and then apparently is a Tally Hall creator, like a semi-popular one. At the time, you got to remember, Amazing Purple wasn't as much as what she is now. Same with me. I wasn't like as relevant. Neither of us were really anything. So it's a bit more crazy to say it now, but it was wild. And then like they're just like, okay, yeah. One person like, please get permission. I want to know who the family hall is. I still think they should be called the family hall. Don't have enough family members though. Got to find like, what is it? They've got 3, 2 extra. Go get 2 extra. Go find 2 random children and abduct them. That's my advice to you. So I'm like, okay, I said postpone. Stop it. Stop sending me notifications. Sorry. So I go into school and I'm like, hey, small child, can I by any chance say who your mum is? Like, yeah, why would that not be okay? Yeah, not even gonna check with your mum. No, I'm not gonna check with my mum. You go do that. I'm like, well, I'm gonna wait for you to check with your mum, so I'm gonna do it anyway. So I go online and I make a post. I'm like, yeah, I got permission. I don't know if it's true. I'm pretty sure it's true. But then yeah, this woman is apparently the mother of somebody who goes to my school. I'll tell you how crazy this coincidence is. Okay, I'm gonna get out of my seat to do this. Not that you can tell I got out of my seat, but like I'm gonna get out of my seat for this. I've been just sitting this entire time rolling around my seat. I'm gonna stand up for this one. Stand up completely. You can't even see me, but I'm doing it. Okay, right. So, right, this lady. Okay, she was born in Sussex. Yes, it's called Sussex, and she did some rock painting, and that resulted in a child, because that's how kids are born. and then this kid is like, he's born within an age range where he is literally the farthest apart he could possibly be from me, who is a big girl, okay? Because I wouldn't have found him if I was right now, if I was just born 1 year later. I wouldn't have found him if he was born 1 year later, okay? That's the madness of this, okay? Just any amount of years after, I would never found him, okay? So he has to be old enough to do that. He also has to have moved like 5 minutes away from me is where she lives. Moved to there specifically. Chosen to make him attend that specific school. And then have me get into Tally Hall and her get into Tally Hall, which she's always spoken about in her episode, how like she wouldn't have like been making content, she got into it earlier. Okay, get into Tally Hall around the same time. I get into Tally Hall a bit after her. I say a bit, it's quite a bit after her. I get into Tally Hall, okay, and then I go and like make content. She goes and makes content, okay. Then we have this entire saga where I end up finding her son, who again I would by any other means have never met, because not only is he far younger than me, but also it's really, really random that I would have ever been speaking to him. It was a very specific circumstances that brought him to know my name and stuff like that. He knows my name because he was doing the show. found that out way later. I just thought he was a crazy person with psychic powers. But he knows who I am. And we end up speaking, and I end up somehow, by like cosmic coincidence, finding out who this woman is. And now I have to deal with this lady who won't stop telling me that her favorite color is purple. She really likes saying amazing, and she's an introvert. Every day I wake up in the morning feeling, I can't say that. I wake up in the morning, okay, and I get a text, and it's always just like, did you know I'm an introvert? Did you know? Yeah, I know you're an introvert, okay? I get it. You don't keep telling me, okay? For an introvert, you really like to talk, okay? To tell me about these things, to talk to and tell me about these things, bro. Every day, without fail, I find out that again. Anyway, so that means, and then that's how we found out there are just so many British people in this community, which is something we were talking about before we started rolling. But there is a lot of British people running this community, and for what? What do we gain? All of them are British, and for what? What do we gain? Everyone's whole fandom wear glasses. Actually, can we talk about that? All of you wear glasses. Like, bro, how dare you? That is offensive, right? She's moved her glasses forward on her face, and she got big eyes. This is offensive to me, especially, right? No, because why do you all wear glasses? Why do we all wear glasses? Peridot person's the odd one out. That's why I ordered a hit on him. That's why I've assassinated him. It's because he has no glasses. He's not going to see it coming. Okay, that's why I've done it. I've spoken.
Melody doesn't have glasses.
What?
Melody doesn't have glasses.
Well, I've got to order a hit on her as well now. I liked her as well. Oh, I can make a reference to Michael Rosen. Aww. Look at that. That's his Melody. Oh, it's a shame. She was really nice. Dead. Like, okay, if I have to assassinate all the non-glasses wearers, will I have to assassinate myself? Do I count as a glasses wearer in this community?
I mean, you wear your sunglasses.
Yeah, we'll call that glasses wearing. Let's put them on right now, actually. So that's what we do around here in this country. We wear glasses.
Whoa.
Oh my god. It's me, and I'm in the freaking dark. Let me turn the lights on. Oh,
turn the lights off.
I did the reverse of a Tally Hall song.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. It's me. Hey, you know that time when Purple Girl like freaking shocked the hell out of you because she told you my piece of information that should have been mine to tell? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is my turn. It's my turn to freaking throw everything off for you, right? Okay. There you go. It's terrifying.
How am I supposed to process this information?
No one here knows what I just did to you. You've just been traumatized. That's a sight you've never seen before. And you'll never see it again. Oh god. So that's it. That's now that makes three of you. That makes three of you. There's now three of you. See, there's an even more wild reaction than you had to the Purple Girl information that she gave you. Guess what, Purple Girl? You I know Purple Girl is like I really like the ruler of everything, and I really like listening to it. And then I found some men with ties, and it was a strange experience, really. And then I found out I was an introvert that liked purple and was amazing. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, but that's the whole entire thing, right? Okay. And then she gets to do my big reveal, okay, which I also got to do this episode, but everyone already knows the ending to the story if they've already watched the rest of the series. Well, now I get to win, because that is the most shocking thing that has ever happened on Tally Talks. And none of the people here to this moment know what just happened, but you do. You know what I just did. Do I look British?
I was thinking you vaguely reminded me of someone from that I knew when I was like in junior high school, but like older. I haven't seen this person in forever, but you just looked vaguely like someone I recognize, but I can't place who that person is.
Steven Spielberg. I don't know. Like, I mean, I've said that British people have an appearance, you know. Do I look like I have an appearance to you? I don't think I do. I actually don't have an appearance. It's my entire thing. I have no
Yeah,
face.
you have no face.
Can
You
confirm. Now you know I do just have no face. I just removed that. Absolutely nothing. It's a black hole. Black hole. Portal to another dimension is what you just saw. Okay, you just saw the opening to I don't know, Hawaii Part 2. You probably just saw Hawaii Part 2 in there. I don't know. I don't know what you
Hawaii
saw.
part two, Hawaii part 2. No way.
Hawaii Part 2. Well, I'll tell you what just parted from my face. It was mask and sunglasses. Parted. See, now everyone knows actually what we were just freaking out about a second ago. They've just been left in the dark for this entire period of time. And it's like, what happened? Like, for all they know, I just like pulled out like the assassin that killed Peridot person, because he's dead by now for sure. I mean, I've called the hit like multiple times in this video. I just revealed to you like the file that like.
Oh my
How do
gosh.
you call an assassin? How do you get an assassin to assassinate? I obviously I know the answer to that because I've already done it. I killed Peridot person. Rest in peace.
So tragic.
Oh god. But yeah, now you know the answer to the deepest mystery of them all. Now it's not just the British ones. Now an American knows. It's gonna leach onto the other two. They're gonna find out next. I can't confirm they will, but they might. You never know. Maybe there might be something insane that happens. Maybe I might accidentally run into Peridot person while someone's assassinating him and they've messed it up, and then I might accidentally lose my mask and sunglasses while trying to finish the job. That's a weirdly threatening sentiment. you know, I'm not affiliated with the man for the record. I totally I'm nothing to do with that crow. Nothing at all. I've not been doing anything at all. You cannot prove that. You cannot prove I had anything to do with the man. Yeah, I mean like crows are cool. Crows are cool. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like, I wouldn't want to be the next hit, but I have an interest in axolotl collection. No, but I do, because I haven't teamed up with a man at all. I've not been wided. I did not do that. I am not what I'm doing right now. There's gonna be somebody in who's watching this who's gonna be actually scrambling to put that in the law somehow, like I have anything to do with it. Yeah. So what have we learned today? What have we learned? We learned that I do not have a face. Confirmed. Nothing there. There's nothing here.
Confirmed.
Nothing here for you. Nothing here for me. Nothing here for anyone. Nothing here for society. We have learned that the world really wanted me to find a random 11-year-old and harass him in order to discover the. I have actually only ever held one Tallywall plushie in my life, okay? Right? They are bigger than I expected, all right? I would have gone my entire life having never encountered a Tallywall plushie at this rate. Had I. Right, yeah, I know you've got one, okay, but they when you actually hold one, back me up here, okay, they look smaller in the pictures, okay, when you hold one, it's like, why are you so fat? why are you so large?
A lot of other fandom plushies I have are only like this big. Like they're not that big.
Why is Rob so gigantic? Why are they all so gigantic? No, I was allowed to hold Zubin. I remember I was just chilling. I wasn't expecting. I got ambushed by being allowed to hold Zubin. So basically, I was in a rush to leave. So this is entirely a blurry memory, but I had like spawned in at Purple Girl's house. I didn't drive or anything. I just spawned in, and she took 10 years to get to the door. Literally, I timed it, and it was like literally like 10 years time. It was like literally underneath it after 10 years. I'm like, bro, hurry the hell up. What are you doing? Get to the door. Okay, right. And I just stand there and she like comes to the door. Every single time I'm at the door, she acknowledges her son first. How dare she? You see that man every single day. What about me? You never see me. How could you? But yeah, she arrives at the door and she's like, bing. And then I'm like, hi. And then she just pulls out not Joe. It is a Zubin plushie. She pulls out a Zubin plushie and hands it to me. I'm like, a Zubin plushie and just completely ambushed with the idea that I get to hold this really thick guy. Why is he so big? I didn't expect him to be like the entire size of my head. Why are you so big? But I was holding it, I was like, I get to hold a Zubin plush and you didn't tell me I was gonna get to do this. And she's like, yeah, we're gonna take a picture. I'm like, okay, sure, mate, sure, we will take this picture. And that's where that picture comes from. I've seen her a second time now. But actually, a lot of those things I think I saw her way earlier than I did. I did not see her for ages. I'd never seen her. Literally, we've been in the same building actually. I actually ruined her life once. Can I tell this story about how I ruined her life once? Okay, she comes into the school. because her son's like, what, I don't know, misbehaving or whatever. That's normally why she's in the school. And she comes in, and this is my chance to again retell a story. And if it's inaccurate, she can't complain. All right, she comes in and she's like, yeah, and they're meant to have a meeting in a non-teaching room, but that non-teaching room is for some weird reason taken up by people. So like, I had to put you in a teaching room, specifically a specific room. I'll get into it in a second. But like, she goes into this teaching room, right? And when she's in there, right, they're according to her son and her tell very, very different stories about the events of what actually happened. But I'm gonna tell her version of the story because I prefer her version of the story. So, oh my god! Right, postpone! Why postpone? Do you not understand? Sorry. So as I was saying, very well on that one tangent right there. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So right. So a purple girl is like in there, and she's with her son. Her son is like there, and she's getting spoken to about her son's behavior. So when in the event you have like a child and you are about to be spoken to about your son's like misbehavior, you're gonna want to look like a good parent, because if your son's misbehaving, a lot of people are gonna blame you for that. So you're gonna want to look like you're like a responsible parent, and it's not your fault at all. No, you're gonna want to look like you know what you're doing. You know. So she's there trying to look. She knows what she's doing, trying to look like a picture of a good parent, right? Okay, right. And then out the corner of her eye, she sees from the glass cabinet this picture of a picture that's very familiar to her. It's a picture of Joe Hawley. And I wonder how that got there. I have no idea. I definitely had nothing to do with putting that picture there, and the picture of Zubin, and the picture of Rob that were in that room. The picture of Joe is now gone. I'm gonna try and put it back up, but it's currently gone. But it was basically a picture, picture of Joe where he's like pointing and smiling, with winking as well. That picture. And it's captioned. It's captioned, all right. Well, it's captioned in. It says, Banquo at Macbeth's feast. Because that is exactly what Banquo is like at Macbeth's feast. So she looks at that wall and she instantly, like that, cuts the act. She's instantly laughing and she's like trying to hold it in. And she's like, because like, how are you gonna explain the fact that you're in a meeting and your freaking son has been like misbehaving and now you're laughing? You can't be doing that. And I ruined her life essentially. She came to her server to complain about it. She's like, freaking pissing project again with your misbehavior, always ruining everything for me. And she should stop talking like that around me. Okay, Papa Girl. Okay, you should stop talking to me like that. Because who's the one who knows your address? Who's the one who can access you easily? Who knows your address? It's me. And you know what I'm gonna do with knowledge of your address? I'm going to I actually just noticed the picture of Shakespeare that my sister drew on my wall. He has an earring. Does Shakespeare have an earring? Is that a thing? Let me Google that. Does Shakespeare have an earring? This is the weirdest tangent. Probably one of the ones you're going to edit out, but we'll see. Does Shakespeare have an earring? He wore hoop earrings in his spare time. Shakespeare wore hoop earrings. Did anyone else know? Did you know about this? What?
I did not.
Shakespeare.
I was not educated on my Shakespeare jewelry. I guess.
you should keep up with your Shakespeare jewelry. He wears earrings. Well, he doesn't wear them because he's dead, but he wore earrings. Oh, that's a new fact for me. I did not know that at all.
Do you feel like knowing Amazing Purple Girl helped a lot more of like feeling more connected with TallyTubers?
Yeah, I wanted the TallyTubers to be connected. I mean, you said it yourself. I played a role in that. Actually, I have you know I'm very important. Please acknowledge me as important. Right, okay. But like it's a really interesting experience to be able to have somebody who's like she's influential enough. I mean, like she's like now part of like the Hidden Sun staff. I mean, she wasn't when I first found out about her. She was nowhere near what she is now, nor was I anywhere near what I am now. Okay, basically, if you don't know, I made a video where I did like this like thing where I kind of like parodied people who got upset about like really inconsequential things. And to do that, I did something because I wanted to do this kind of genre of videos where like you'd make like you answer questions nobody asked, and I wanted to do that, so I did that. And I answered questions that nobody asked, but I wanted to start off with the most nobody asked question of all time, and that was the most nobody asked question of all time. I had a whole idea with the parody, and I did it. And I at the end of it, I make a hashtag called #Stop the Holy Spread. It did not involve multiple assassination attempts, but one of which I actually sent on Perry, and I surprised it didn't work. He seems to be very stealthy, like he's on doing like he's avoiding death. Okay, he's immortal. And then just measure it all up, take all the stuffs and fluffs, and then go, right, so here's my results, right? We have Project is the most British of all of the Britishes. I used to dress with Peppa Pig as a little kid. I used to be a little Peppa Pig. I used to dress with Peppa Pig. Okay? That's because I'm British. It's all I ever do. Who do you think you are? Genuinely. I spent the entirety of this just roasting them randomly, and it's fine. It's fine. What are they gonna do about cry? They don't cry. They have their room to cry because one of them's got to look out for assassins at every single moment because we've all set assassins on him. I think at this point we can establish you got to set an assassin on him after this because it's only fair. I mean, like that's your job. That's your job. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like you don't want to do it. Don't think about it. There is lots of benefits. Okay. Yeah, but Weird Bed is a song that I hold very, very dear to me, all right, as you know. It's a song about rock painting. And I had an entire video made on it because I have the correct interpretation. And I decided to tell the world about it. And me and Purple Girl working together. I'm gonna say right now, Purple Girl, she had a big role in it. She let me steal a lot of her interpretations because honestly, I don't know things that she would know, essentially. So when she made her interpretations, I was like scooting up to her and I was like, so I'm gonna make a video on Weird Bed. Can I take your interpretation? She's like, whatever, you tiny annoying child, don't speak to me again, push me out of the way, beat me to death. And I was like, why can't they do this to Perry? I keep on asking them to. It's so simple, and yet they let him live. Yeah, I mean, they don't let him live. I imagine he escapes. But yeah, Weird Bed is a song that I just always have playing. I love Weird Bed. Weird Bed, I know, yes, please, is like, if Joe Hawley ever removed that from the platform, I would have to personally hunt him down. I don't want to come to this, but I have to find you, and I have to do my best impression of Rob, and I will find you, and I will have to have a stern conversation with you about how you should not be removing the best song in history from the internet, because that is the best rock painting song that has ever happened. Okay, right? I may be somebody who doesn't know anything about rock painting, but when I hear about this rock painting song, I know that I don't know what I know, but I know it's a good rock painting song because it's a banger. It's a banger about rock painting. So I was talking about how I relate to like some of the dream journals because I'm like, I don't like cards, I don't like electricity. You may realize this is the worst fandom I could have chosen with my fear of bananas and my fear of electricity, considering that is the two jokes that TallyTuber fans cycle round every single day. It's just the two things they have to say at all times, and those are the two things I'm scared of. So this is great. It's a great experience, guys. Thank you for doing that to me. Yeah, but that like I don't like that. I was talking about that, and then like just like freaking out the floor comes some of the people who are like talking about like things that they're scared of, like that, like for some people they said Ross's dream journal is scary for them, which like, what do you even mean? But they were like, yeah, I get anxiety with things, and like getting laughed at for things I'm doing is like scary to me. And I'm like, yeah, but then like I was saying, like if anyone says this, that the scariest dream journal is Andrew's dream journal, I swear to God. Because the thing is, unless you're talking about seeing Bora naked, which in that case I understand, bro, that is a terrifying sight. If you went to bed and that was what you saw, I'd be scared as well. But if what you're scared of is the fact that he's in a lift, you are so, you don't understand, okay? Because I have extensive knowledge on lift safety mechanisms that I've never had to use and have for no reason. And then it came to me, I could put that to use if I turned this into a video and found out which dream journal is the most dangerous. And I did. I put far too much work into that. And someone was like, "Oh, it's this project being a maths nerd." I don't like maths. I hate maths. I've quit doing maths. I don't do maths anymore. I'm in sixth form, not doing maths. Why did Joe rap like an English chap? It's my favorite lyric. And I also want an excuse to recap Sonic Scrunch, which is and I was like, well, I can do it here because all of you are like, I'm opening this chat, taking the next level on your stuff. Raise your hand. How many of you knew what that lyric meant? The chunk of you didn't know what you were saying, because the amount of Americans who did not know what that lyric meant shocks me.
Who did not go on genius.com.
I mean, I annotated that lyric. I pointed so many spelling errors, but yeah, I annotated that lyric. But yeah, that's the thing, Miss Emma. Miss Emma, did you happen to know? Did you happen to know?
I didn't.
You didn't know what that lyric meant?
No. Granted, I don't know like what half of Taken for a Ride is even talking about. I did have a question going back to sort of the fandom type thing.
Oh yes, we can put this away for a second. I did not mean to do that.
Oh my gosh. I think, what do you think is like such the appeal of Tally Hall that keeps going? Because there is definitely the aspect where you mentioned there's a lot of content creators, but like there's things like, you know, like the Encanto fandom was, you know, big for a while and it just like died out. I'm sure there's still some people who are fans of it, but that's like the case where I feel like, you know, like you had the examples of like the furry fandom. I feel like that's a lot more abstract and it keeps going, but it's kind of the source material has been left to rest for so long, yet people still have all of these things like, oh my gosh, it's the ties or electricity reference or banana reference. Like, why do you think that still has lasted this long and it's like a common phenomena for when people get into the band still?
So I have to call on like why I found them so appealing. I guess that would have to be something I have to call on for this with my own interpretation of it all. So I mean, I was my first love was Jack Stauber, as you know, because I typed out a bunch of paragraphs in the server, and I think you're the only person who actually read them because you're the only one who knew that I insulted you guys in the paragraphs mid-paragraph. Yeah, if you guys are listening to this, that's a new fact for you. Multiple of you got insulted during that, and none of you knew because you didn't read them. Only Emma knows. That's why Emma didn't get insulted, because she's a good lady. But yeah, I like, my first love was Jack Stauber, and it ruined everything in my life because I was cringe. But the reason why I was so drawn to him, and it's the same reason why Tally Hall ended up being so attractive to me, is basically it's so unapologetically strange, and the community that around it is therefore so unapologetically strange. You know, like, I mean, I'm like, it's no strange to the fact that like if something's weird, I tend to like it more. You know, like Danganronpa is weird. Bluey's not weird. Five Freddy's is weird if you think about it. If you think about it too hard. Bluey's normal enough. Bluey's the only thing. I mean, to be fair, it's weird for someone who's no, it isn't. It's a family show. Be quiet, okay? I don't have kids, so it's a bit strange, really. But it isn't. Stop telling me it's strange. Stop it, Emma. You gotta tell me. It's going to tell me it's strange, okay? Let me find.
I also watch Bluey sometimes, so
good. And see you, me, Perry. Before he dies, we're gonna all have a watch party one day. We should. And we should not invite anyone else, okay? Unless you watch Bluey, you're not invited, okay? Right? That's my rules, okay? Because I'm not having these people who are gonna be like, oh, actually, I don't like the show. Because go away, okay? No one likes you. Right? What was I saying? Oh yeah, they all have like that quality about it where they are just strange. So, there's like with Tally Hall, the concepts like Good Day is just utter nonsense the entire time. The same way Stuff Is Way is nonsense. But like, my sister actually said to me yesterday, Stuff Is Way came on as like I was playing Birdhouse in Your Soul, and immediately after, because Birdhouse in Your Soul is like Turn the Lights, from the sense that it's just so weirdly perfect. You wonder how they came up with it. You're like, wow. How is nobody thought to make this song before? And why is it so good? How did you guys come up with this? Why did you just casually release it like it's another Tuesday? This is insane. It's another song on your album that just chills there. This is madness, guys. It's amazing. But yeah, we had like Stuff Is Way played, and my sister said, I thought Joe Hawley made this. And I'm like, no, it was They Might Be Giants, actually. But yes, it does sound like something Joe Hawley would make, because Joe Hawley does just say waffle. That's probably why Joe Hawley's like, his music is my favorite of them, because I personally love that about like the work is that it's weird. But that's also another thing that's interesting, is that I see a lot of people get something different from Tally Hall if you ask. Like, there's a divide in the community that you might have noticed. If the thing you prefer more is the way it sounds, the way it's goofy, the way it's all over the place, the way it sounds different, you are more likely to prefer Marvin's Mechanical Museum. Whereas if you are more into the meaning behind the song, diving deep into what it is about, you're more likely to like Good and Evil. Like, look at it. Tally Hall hates me. I might want to point that out. Okay, we're in the mini mall. Okay, no, we're in the shopping center. Okay, you in the sky, in the whatever the hell the lyric is, I forget. I don't really listen to Who You Are very often. In the aeroplane. Okay, it's aeroplane. Get it right. Okay, pack up your mum's car. Back up the Windstar. It's mum's car. Okay, I'll have you know. And what else is there? There's another one. Yeah, but that it's Tally Hall hates me. They always are saying words that don't make any sense. Like when Jack Stauber said sidewalk. What's a sidewalk? What? Why you need to know to walk on the side? Don't bring up chewing gum, okay? But it could be bubble gum, to be fair. So actually, that makes sense. There's no other situation where a pavement wouldn't need to walk on the side or something. So I win. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it, Emma?
You're gonna win. You're gonna win.
Yeah. I'm gonna win! Oh my god. It's a Tally Hall reference.
Yeah, but see, I think that's definitely a part of it. I feel like everyone's like, oh my gosh, Tally Hall reference. So real, and they get excited, and I feel like it's just a massive feedback loop of everyone feeling
that happens is probably neurodivergency. We're all sitting there and we see it and we're like, how can we make everything right now about Tally Hall? I did that with everything now. I do it with everything, not just Tally Hall, but it started with Tally Hall. If I saw something that I'd be like, what was a Tally Hall reference? I even made a series of it in my shorts. You'll see my friends are really annoyed about it. I'd be like, oh my god, it's my friend has a because she's deaf. She's the one I mentioned earlier. Emily, she's deaf. She has hearing aid, and there's this microphone that directly connects to said hearing aids, and it's white with green as a button, and it has the word Edu mic on it. And the joke was basically asking me to make it, so I filmed a video where I was saying that her microphone was a Tally Hall reference, and she didn't understand what I was talking about, but it was funny to me because that's funny. I don't understand this people always being like Edu. Well, it's Andrew, bro. Why pretend like they're different people, guys? Why would you ever go by a name that isn't your own? Why would you ever go by a name that is like a name that like is just complete fluff up on your actual name that sounds nothing like your real name? Who would do that? Who would disgusting weird
and have it just be 3 letters?
Yeah, 3 letters. 3 letters is too short. That is a disgusting amount of letters, okay? Why isn't your name 25 letters long? Well, 26 actually, making the entire alphabet actually. Like what is with that, okay? I would never do that. I've never done that. Anyway, so my name's Wiz. Yeah.
It does remind me there's a Tumblr account that's like Tally Hall references in the wild, and it's just every like Tumblr post trying to create the most like bizarre connection to Tally Hall. I mean, some of them are more like, oh my gosh, there's a trampoline in this picture. Did you know that Rob Cantor released an album called Not a Trampoline? This is a Tally Hall reference.
Yeah, one second.
Oh my gosh. Not a trampoline.
It's a fake because it is mine, and it has all the songs on it, and it has Christian Bale is at your party and Cuckoo on it as well because it's mine. I can do what I want. So it's got more than it actually has.
Beautiful.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it? You're not going to do anything about it because I did it first, and now you can't do it because I have already done it, and it's not something other people get to do, and I do it because I do it first, and it's mine now.
Well, I do have to eat soon. I have to consume food.
That's something I forget to do every day. Yes, starvation is something. I mean, we know starvation is rampant in the Tally Hall fandom because they spend all their time taking spaghetti, putting it in a bath, and then making it edible. As we know, because I made a video where we found out whether Tally Hall's spaghetti bath is actually edible to eat from. One of my other videos I had Weird Banana Yes Please Solved. Don't go over that one. That one's self-explanatory. Go watch it though; it's absolutely epic. And then why are all Tally Hall fans not yet learned how to rock paint?
Well, do you have any upcoming things that you want to plug or any additional thoughts?
Okay, so additional thoughts. I want to do a video eventually. It's gonna be a video I will be able to plug. I have a video which I actually started working on before my phone got lost on a box of human blood. But I did have a video that I was working on. I'm gonna have to completely start from scratch, where I talk about how Tally Hall is kind of the closest you can get to an industry plant without being an industry plant. I think it's really interesting because obviously I study media. I'm an A-level media student, and I almost got a 9 in media. Okay, I was 1 mark off a 9. I cannot believe I can get more than the freaking 9. 1 mark off, but okay, I'll sit here with my measly 8 then. If I was 1 mark off a 9, that is the best in the country. No one ever gets a 9. I could have been one of them, but here I am, just not being one of them. Yeah. What was I saying again? Oh yeah. I wanted to talk about that because they also have that in that sense. The band itself are extremely marketable. The ties and everything. I spoke about it in my Who's the Lead Member of Tally Hall, where I kind of touched on how the ties work. But there's so many things which they obviously didn't do on purpose, but a lot of it. I mean, some things are on purpose. I mean, Joe's like always credited by all the members for being the one that pioneered a lot of the ideas that they had. The ties are one of them, but they didn't know the ties would stick and stuff. But like, he had a lot of ideas, including making an internet show, and like, but some of these things are going to go purely by accident. Like, and I'll get into them. I don't want to say them now because number 1, the video is going to come out, and number 2, I'm going to have to spend ages explaining what I mean if I say them because it's A-level media stuff. But like, it's a really interesting thing to do with this band is that they are extremely marketable, in some ways by accident, in other ways on purpose. In the way that I could probably compare them to Blackpink, and that's what I plan to do. I plan to compare them to Blackpink, which is a really random comparison if you have no context, but I swear it makes sense. You'll see. But I hope you get what I'm saying. So there's also that aspect of it. But yeah, overall, that's all of it. That's what it is. It is marketable in that sense, and then on top of that, there's different things you can get out of it, such as if you like a lot of neurodivergent people do, which is a lot of the community, do like to have like something they can see as also weird, because a lot of the time they are weird. They want something that can express that weirdness and like say like, oh, it's okay to be weird. And then with that, the meaning is also another thing. It's interesting to get like these songs where you can have your own interpretation of it, and it can have different meanings in all these different ways. I mean, like, they have some of the most poetic lyrics. That side of things, people who really like meaning love that. And even I love that, and I'm not even one of those people who is extremely like hard on meaning. I'm more like, if they say funny thing about how they're gonna chase Mary Kate and Ashley through like find her or whatever, I'm all for it, bro. And then as for me, as well as the plug I just made, I'm a Project Y.B.T.F.C on YouTube. I'm wisdomus_wiz on Instagram, and I think I'm Project Letters on Pinterest, though no one really cares about my Pinterest. And I'm Project_Letters on Discord. And I have a Discord server. You should go join it. It's called Wiz's Bathroom. It was meant to be called something else, but my siblings forgot what I was meant to name it, so it's just Wiz's Bathroom. Oh my god! Postpone! Right. So that's what I am. That's what I do be. I am all those things.
Thank you for joining me and for sharing.
Yippee.
All right, Wiz. We are now in December 2025. We recorded that in November 2024. Yes, we had our little intro, but even then a few things have conspired in this, past 2 months even. So kind of looking back at all of this, what are your thoughts on the fandom and just everything now? Things to add.
I'm gonna say right now,
things you think about.
We've definitely awoken Tally Hall. Not us specifically. I mean, maybe we should take the credit for it.
It was me and Emma who awoke Rob and made him release our
Yes,
trampoline on vinyl. Actually, you guys need to thank us.
We freezed him from his Cairo chamber.
Yeah, and now he's working again. But yeah, he's like releasing like not trampoline on vinyl. You know, I think we spoke about it last time, but like they did the Sonic Scrunch whole thing, and now they're like. He's doing like he did that AMA on Reddit, and like that means that now Rob has acknowledged my existence, and it's crazy. It's crazy. He now knows I exist. As well as that, we had that thing that means that both Andrew and Rob know I exist, and only me, no one else. Through that that what was it called again? It was the whole world knew. All the fans singing that thing.
Yeah.
They did that, and ESP wasn't in it, so it was thankfully very very pure. And nothing was wrong with it. Anyway, right. I'm also almost 18. That's crazy. That's crazy. We recorded that when I was like 16, and now I was crazy once. You just couldn't resist.
No, I can't stop.
The second somebody says the word crazy, it's gonna be like crazy.
Yeah,
I was crazy once.
That's the running theme throughout this podcast.
Yeah, we were. You weren't crazy once. You just still are. You tried to get out of it, and we're just like, nope, come back. Like
Exactly.
Poppy, we do that to anyone who tries to escape. Okay. That's why
Yeah.
ESP's been mentioned in this podcast episode, so that he can't escape.
So true.
Also, the hit I was planning on Poppy still has not worked. He literally came to the UK, and I still didn't manage to kill him. It sucks. It sucks, really.
Alas.
But yeah,
I will mention again real quick. Yeah, The Whole World and You, sung by the fans. Like, if that isn't like an encapsulation of like the fandom today, I don't know what is, you know?
Yeah, I get the feeling you wouldn't have been able to do that a few years ago. I get the feeling there just wouldn't have been enough people who cared to like be able to do all that. Like, I mean, I wasn't there, like as you know, but like, it's just like so many fans, and they all are so passionate about things, and they all were able to come together to like partake in singing that. They gave me the line that said passing letters, and I thought that was very very cool. I don't even know if that was intentional, because Holly said like I think she said it like wasn't, but like the second I saw that I got that line, I was like, letters. Me, I'm letters.
It took me a second to realize you were pointing to yourself.
Yeah, because I'm letters, and they put me next to Purple Girl. That's the nicest thing they've ever done. I don't know if that was intentional, but it was just like, oh my god, me and Bestie. He was like what 30 years older than me. But yeah, no, that the community's like popping off right now. Tally halls, like Rob said that it's so, like Tally coming back was something that all of them want. That's not a confirmation it's gonna happen, just that they would like it to happen.
Right.
Obviously, there's a lot of logistics around it, and it's like, would that have been feasible? Like, even like last year, I swear,
True.
like it wouldn't have been something we were like thinking. Like, it's crazy. We've come so far.
Crazy.
I was crazy. That's like one of my least favorite quotes, solely because the people who say it, they never stop. They just keep on going. It's like the end is never the end, 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 is never the end. I'm gonna shut up. Yeah.
But see, it's just like Tally Hall. It's never really the end now, is it?
Yeah, do you know what's also a thing that doesn't end? Pilates? Really? I mean, yoga's one thing, but Pilates? Really? I mean, yoga's one thing, but I that's gonna annoy my siblings so much if that makes it in. They hate that quote. They hate it so much. Because of course I would not stop.
I mean, yoga's one thing, but Pilates. Well, before we get totally derailed again, any other like closing thoughts or additional thoughts of just how it has persisted for so long and just how it's led to where we are now?
I mean, I had the same thoughts I always did. I think that, like, because of how we aren't just a community that, like, is like, well, we're like a passive audience, you know. Like, I mean, it's, you know, there's like the, I'm gonna try and remember who said it, like, shirky end of audience theory, putting that media A level to good use. That like is saying that audiences are no longer passive due to the rise of technology and social media. That means we can interact with the people who produce our media and criticize or get involved with it. And then there's also the like what was again Henry Jenkins fandom theory that we're just all active, you know. It's that kind of thing. I would get full marks on an essay about this. No, but like, yeah, it's like that kind of thing where it's like the audience is active and therefore it can persist for so long. You see, like, fan bases die out the second there's no new content, and there isn't any new content here. There is now, but like that's because we've persisted, and then like recently we've had an uptick in like that whole we're going to make our own content, get involved, that attracts new fans in that are like, you know, they stay for longer because of that, and it's like we now have like a proper community. I've met some amazing people. Like I'm all my friends practically come from the Tally Hill community. That group chat has like one person on it who doesn't come from the Tally Hill community, and that's my IRL friend that I forced you guys to associate with. Hi Emily, if you're watching this, hello.
I feel like by this point it's more of like it's become an ecosystem, I feel like.
Definitely, yeah. That's how I describe it.
But it is really cool with the whole world in you video where it's like, oh my gosh, I can point out so many people that either I've met, which is crazy, or like names that I recognize. Like, oh my gosh, I know like, all of these people, we're all connected.
I'm being flexed on again. I was like,
sorry.
did you know I met all these people? Did you know? Did you know you can't do it because you reside in the UK like a loser?
One day.
We're having a UK meetup. We are having a UK meetup. So take
oh my
that.
Gosh. Well, I think with that, that will conclude the recording. But yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit more to the end of it. Since
recording ended in
things keep
ESP
happening.
hate.
Things keep happening. And things will continue to happen. Oh yeah, there's the Spotify Wrapped video. I mean, like
I haven't seen that actually. I haven't seen it because I'm not on Spotify and I haven't got round to like clicking the link yet. So
wait.
I know it's Ross.
Yeah, it is Ross.
We're gonna have a live whiz reaction to Ross's Spotify
let's do
Wrapped.
it.
They seem to be taking it in turns. Like, it was Zubin, then it was Andrew, now it's Ross. Who's it gonna be next year? Probably Rob. Maybe makes sense.
And then by 2027 we'll have the Tally Hall reunion.
Yeah, have all of them finally.
We get Steve Gallagher in 2027.
Because Steve Gallagher does the next one. Yeah, he's like, I don't even do anything for these songs anymore. Why are you having me do this?
Okay, I started a watch together. I don't know if you're in it.
I'm in it. Don't worry.
I just typed Ross Spotify Wrapped and I realized I should probably clarify Tally Hall.
Yeah, we don't know how many Rosses there are.
True.
Time of year again. End of the year. 2025. What a year it's been. Some of us played concerts. Some of us even played concerts together. Some of us recorded music. Some of us even recorded music together. Some of us even released new music. Who knows what'll be in store for 2026. But most importantly, in 2025, you guys listened. You guys listened to our music so much, and for that, we are always grateful. It means the world to us to see so many people still loving the music we've made. Here's to a Happy New Year.
He seems a lot more prepared than the other ones. They all seem like they just picked up the camera like, I don't know! Hi guys! I don't know what to say! He seems like he had it planned. Yeah, that's another thing. They're like making like in new music. Like we have like possibly we're gonna have like I mean they were talking about putting what's it called again? I have terrible brain. What the frick is it called? Light and Night onto streaming services, which is exciting for you. I'm not really bothered. As you know, I think we need Smile Like You Mean It. That's what I want. I don't want any of this Light and Night business. Smile Like You Mean It is where it's at. And they're also going to do Maybe in the Night, probably, which is like next level exciting. Please
Yes.
re-record
Yes.
in the Night. Though at the same time with all this, I'm planning on doing like a ranking every single Tally Hall song video, and if they release more Tally Hall music, that just adds to the list of things I have to listen to. And this video will never release because they're already adding like new Kojum Dip stuff, and it's like,
Mm.
oh god, and the new Andrew stuff, and it's like every single 4 seconds. So I have my nice cassette. You gave me that cassette. That is like one of my
Yippee!
prized possessions because it's
Yippee!
signed, and that's insane to me. Like you and Poppy, real ones for that, because I'm never going to be able to get across that pond. They will not let me in. Um, not like by force. It's just I can't be going there. No. But yeah. Yeah, as well as that, there's the new music that's coming, and there's going to be like a bonus track on the vinyl, and there's a CD. That was
Yeah.
crazy to me. I have a fake one over there that I never ended up ripping the songs onto, so it just kind of is there for decoration, as are a lot of my CDs that end up never getting used. But now that I have like an official sketches, it means that like I didn't need that other sketches, so I didn't have the sketches anymore. And now I'm not gonna have that trampoline one because I'm hopefully if my mother's bought it for my birthday, because I'm not allowed to buy anything right now because if people don't know, I actually came out like a movie in December on the last day, like literally, like that is like the coolest thing about me, is that I came out on the last day. Yeah, so and I have to wait the entire year to receive anything, so like I'm always like, whenever I get anything, I'm like, let's go. Everyone's always confused, like, oh, I like giving gifts more. Okay, giving gifts is great, but I never get gifts, so it's great to receive, okay? I love it when I do.
Yep, you know, for the Tally Hall fans in your life, you can buy them Rob Cantor's Not a Trampoline vinyl on robcantor.com.
Yeah, that's the thing though, because my mum's always like, there is literally, you had the most obscure interest, there is nothing Tally Hall on the internet, and it's like, well, now there is, thank you, Rob.
Yeah.
It's still expensive, but never mind.
Beautiful. Well,
And-
in the Spotify
Yeah.
Wrapped too, real quick, I'll just note like how it is that Ross pointed out, like people are listening to the band, like fans are interacting, and that is just such a huge part of, I think, why we're here where we're here, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Why me and you are here right now,
Yeah.
because this is actively fan content. They have a podcast dedicated to them. Aren't they lucky?
Perfect. Well, I will stop here and thank you again.
Tar.
Thank you for listening to Tally Talks. This is the end of the episode, for real this time. Listening back, I realized there are a lot of points where like, all right, we're going to wrap up now, or oh, all right, we're going to end now. And then the absolute behemoth of this episode occurred over 2 hours long. But if you are still listening, I hope you enjoyed it very much, and thank you for being here. Shout out to Opal the Thing and Emmy Fox for contributing to the Patreon and help making this episode possible. You could support the show on Patreon or join for free by clicking the link in the description, and you could also donate to charity using the link in the description to get a shout out in the next episode. Be sure to check out Project Y.B.T.F.C on youtube.com, and thank you for listening to Tally Talks. May you have a holly jolly Christmas and a very good day by Tally Hall.